Hi guys, I'm Paul the Toy Scavenger, and in this video I'm going to tell you the top 5 vintage toys to invest in 2023. Whoosh! How you doing guys? It's Paul the Toy Scavenger. Thanks for viewing the video. Remember you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all at Toy Scavenger. Remember you can buy the toys at thetoyscavenger.com. So if you like what you see, remember to hit subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the latest videos. So in this video, I'm going to tell you my top 5 picks for 2023 in vintage toys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you. So number 5, Monster in My Pocket. Now Monster in My Pocket you can still pick up relatively cheap, nice, easy to find. There's so many different variants and there's different colors and there's neons and there's just loads of different styles that you can get. But the main ones that you should be trying to find are the harder to find ones, and those ones seem to be significantly going up in value quite a lot. So of course, if you can find Monster in My Pocket sealed in boxes or on card, then that's great. But also if you're going for a loose collection, then go for the rarer items first. The minifigure craze has had a bit of a resurgence lately, and they seem to be going up in price. So I think in 2023, they're still going to be rising in price, and if you invest in the right figures, you're going to be into a winner. So make sure you join some Facebook collector groups and use some guides, because Monster in My Pocket, it can be very tricky with all the different colors and different variations. Remember to check eBay sold listings as well, just to give you a rough idea, but don't always necessarily go by that. The Facebook groups are always a good place to check, because they are the ones that know what they're talking about, because they are the collectors. And you'll also find that the rarer Monster in My Pocket, such as the ninjas, have been going up in price. Now recently myself and Ken from Back to Toys found 3 sealed packs of Ninja Monster in My Pockets. Now they're pretty rare, but they kind of sell for around £100. But what you're finding is the mini Ninja Monster in My Pockets, they're selling for around £20 to £30 if they have their weapons and their little pog discs. If they're loose on their own, you're only looking at about £5. So if you are looking to invest, remember to invest in the right ones and not just go for the basics. The basics won't go up massively. They might double in value, but they're not really expensive anyway. They kind of, you pick them up for around 50 to £1 anyway. So they're only going to be going up to like £2, maybe £3. So my next pick is Biker Mice from Mars. Now Biker Mice from Mars came out just after the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and kind of was trying to latch onto the same style. The turtles come from the sewer, the biker mice come from Mars. These figures were made by Galoob in the 90s and they looked awesome. Each figure had his own little motorbike that you could buy separate. You could actually buy double packs as well. So with Biker Mice from Mars, this is where it gets a bit interesting, because the basic figures won't be going up in price massively. And this is, I'm talking about loose figures. But the later on ones, which are becoming harder to find, when they're loose and they've got all their pieces, they seem to be going for quite a lot of money. And also the rarer characters like Rimfire, they're the ones that seem to be jumping up massively in price. He's definitely doubled in the last year. And if you can find them sealed, even better. And if you can find the main characters sealed, they're the ones that you should be hanging on to. So the ones that aren't going to be going up massively are the Biker Mice sports kind of bros, where they're wearing like a baseball kit and a basketball kit. They're the ones that kind of stagnate and they don't really change too much in value. But the rarer ones, they definitely will be going up in value again, and the basics seem to be going up as well. So my next pick is, now some of you are going to laugh at this one, but it's Action Man by Hasbro. So I'm not talking about the older vintage Action Man made by Palitoy. I'm actually talking about the ones made in the 90s by Hasbro. And now with Action Man as well, I'm not talking about the loose ones. Loose will not go up in value. You can still pick them up at car boot sales. The ones I'm talking about are the first release ones from the 90s. They've got like a little flock hair and their face is not based on Trojan from the Gladiators. Those particular ones, sealed, seems to be rising very steadily. I've got a couple of these and I invested in them a little while ago. I think I paid about £10 each, and now I could probably sell them for around £30 to £40. Or even if he's not sealed, make sure he comes with the box and that he's still got all these pieces, because the incomplete ones and the loose ones are not going to go up in value, but the sealed and the complete boxed ones, they will. And now all the little carded accessories, they seem to be going up a little bit, but they're not going up as much as the figures. And also the vehicles seem to be going up a little bit, but it's mainly the boxed figures from the first wave. So my little pick there is Sealed Action Man. So my next pick is, it's morphin time. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So even before the sad passing of Jason David Frank, the figures were going up in price. So what I'm talking about is the original first wave figures. Now in the UK, we had the nice little smaller ones, and then in America, they had the flip heads and the taller ones. Now, if you can get any of them on card or in their box, they're the ones to go for. And then also Zords. Now for the last few years, the Zords have been going up in price quite a lot, especially sealed. So sealed is always gonna be your number one pick. But if you have to go for other Zords, ones that are mint in box or ones that just have the box, make sure you go for the first edition ones. Now for a Mega Zord, to find out a first edition, you need to make sure that his sword is chrome and it has a point like it looks on the box. The second edition one is chrome with a rounded edge. This is because the UK did not like the idea of having a point. And the third edition is a matte sword with a rounded edge. And this is because they decided to cut costs on the chrome sword. Now you always know if a Megazord's been switched around, when you have the inner tray with the point on the sword, you know that is a first edition. Now also Power Rangers Zords that are going towards the later end seem to be picking up in price, even loose, because they were a little bit rarer. So if you can pick them up, even better. And if you can pick them up in box, you're onto a winner. The actual figures and the evil space aliens don't seem to be going up massively if they're loose. The evil space aliens, even when they're a little bit in their box or a little bit damaged, they don't seem to be going up too much. But I think stick to the originals in their boxes, and also if you can stick to the originals and they're loose and they have their weapons and they're complete and they're not damaged, because they can go very fragile, especially as they're like 20, 30 years old. You give them a little bend and their arms seem to break. So if you can get them without being broken, good on you. And even with the sad passing of Jason David Frank, before the figures were still going up in price, now the Green Ranger seems to be going up even more. It's very sad when something like this happens, but it does affect the market. So that is my pick for number 2. Let's move on to number 1. So number 1, it's Indiana Jones made by Kenner. So these figures are rare enough as they are. Even loose, they command a very high price. Indy always commands a high price. But 2 years ago, picking up an Indiana Jones, you were probably paying around 200, 300 pounds. You're looking at nearly £1,000 for him on his card. And if you've got one graded, the price is even more. And now Disney have announced that there's going to be another movie which will bring a resurgence into the Indiana Jones collecting community. So it was a very nice little line as well. There's only a few figures made and a few vehicles. So if you can get a whole complete line, brilliant. There was recently a big find in America of some of the characters inside shippers, and I think it's Dallas Vintage Toys that has them all, and what they did is they sent a load of them off to be graded. Unfortunately, that does flood the market a little bit, but because they were graded, they are still quite highly desirable. So if you can pick up these figures on card, you're definitely onto a winner. And make sure you don't pay too much for them, and if you do get them for a good price, you're in the money. So let's go back through a quick rundown of what I think is going to increase in price in 2023. So it's Monster in My Pocket, Biker Mice from Mars, Action Man made by Hasbro, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Indiana Jones made by Kenner. Obviously, if you are just collecting these toys, that's great, but if you are buying them for investment, these are the ones you should be going for. So what do you think about those picks? Do you think they're going to go up in value? Do you think they're not? Remember to watch some of my previous videos. I did a video in 2021 on some items that were going to go up in value, and I seem to have got them all correct. So take a little check back of that one. And I've got some videos in which we found some amazing pickups recently. There's a couple of scams going on, so just check out that content, check out those playlists, and remember to subscribe. So that is my top picks to increase in value in 2023 on vintage toys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to hit subscribe if you want more great content like this, and remember to leave a comment on what you think. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all at Toy Scavenger, and you can buy the toys at thetoyscavenger.com. There is lots of vintage toys on there, and it's updated daily, and you can just pick up some great little bargains. So I've been Paul the Toy Scavenger. I hope you have a happy 2023 and a good investment on vintage toys. Thank you for viewing. I'll see you soon.